Hello, everyone. I'm Adarael. I'm playing Jason Carter, the gunslinging vault dweller, aiming to bring justice to the wasteland and looking to kick in the front door towards the think tank.
Hello there. I am Alereg, and I'm going to be playing Dr. Karl Hoffman, the Brotherhood of Steel initiate, trying to, just heal everybody up from the, violence that is sure to come.
Hi, I am Legacy, and I will be playing Chanel, your rootin' tootin' dog having explosives girl.
Hi there, I'm Termite, and I'll be playing Iris, our escaped synth who's honestly at this point just looking to settle a score.
And I am Solomon. I will be playing as the Overseer this evening. When we last left our heroes, they learned a little bit more about the vault they were going to be assaulting. They learned about Dr. Testridge of the Institute and how he made his way out here. They learned about the Robco various machines that could be waiting for them there, the technology and the weaponry that would be at hand that they would have to deal with. They prepared themselves as best as they could, including Chanel managing to not only receive, but to make a few EMP grenades to help with dealing with the robotic threat. And others getting a few last-minute additions to their ammo count or a few sunset sarsaparillas for the road, just to give them that last little taste of the Mojave before they deal with a rather intense mechanical threat. At the moment, we join our survivors on the road to Red Rock Canyon. Knowing the location of Vault 25 has made it so that they know the best route to Vault 25. Thankfully, they don't have to go too deep into the canyons proper. They just have to find the right outer mesa that they need to drive up closer to. They have been joined by their Brotherhood associates, 2 knights, and the scribe Portnoy in his power armor. His hand, even with the stabilization of the power armor, shakes a little as it grips tightly to a old and battered laser pistol, while the knights themselves look very focused, very ready for war, as it were. Knight Arthur looks across to Iris in the back of the truck. So, you think all of us are going to be able to make it out of this? As he just sort of posits the question to everyone, though he's looking at Iris.
I really fucking hope we can.
Pretty sure about me. Don't know about the rest of you.
Well, thanks for the honesty, Mr. Carter.
Oh, come on. I'm just pulling your leg. No, we're all going to come out. We'll all be maybe a bit worse for the wear, but we're going to do it. Besides, we get the doc. He can fix us up.
I can fix up many things, that is true. Just don't go dying.
I'll do my best.
I don't plan to, Doc. Scribe Portnoy just turns his head and then looks back to the doctor. If I don't make it, I want you all to utilize my power armor.
Well, don't go rushing into foolhardy things, okay?
I don't plan to do that either, Mr. Carter, but thank you. He seems like he's sort of gotten a little bit of the vigor of youth back to him, given the assistance of the power armor and all the rest he's had, and just the need to focus on the upcoming threat. Chanel, you are in the front of the truck, and you have Maisie's head on your lap, just like looking up at you with big puppy dog eyes, showing a great intelligence to them, a sort of like animalistic empathy, as she almost seems to feel the jitters coming from the Brotherhood individuals in the back, and looking at you and giving you a very soft whine.
It's okay, girl. Don't worry. You and we're gonna make it out alive. And after that, I got a special treat for you in my bag. She's gonna look into the rearview mirror, and seeing that they're a little bit jittery, she's just gonna snap her fingers and point to the back, to have her go and comfort, like, the people who probably need it the most.
Maisie hops up immediately and climbs over into the back, giving everyone just like little like nuzzles to the leg, climbing into laps, and ending by curling up in the power armored metallic lap of Scribe Portnoy. This good scribe looks a little confused for a moment, and then just gently brings a hand down to just like rub across Maisie's back as carefully as he can.
It's all right. She's real good at the whole emotional empathy thing. She's just making sure that you're emotionally sound. As emotionally sound as you can be, at least.
There you go.
Well, thank you, Miss Chanel and Maisie. He still seems a little like unsure, but he seems a lot more calm as opposed to shaky.
Mm-hmm.
As you are following the map, Carter, you're looking at your Pip-Boy, and the map shows that you're maybe about 5 or 10 minutes out. Is there anything that all of you would like to do? Any conversations you'd like to have before arriving to the vault? Any preparations? Any chems you might want to prepare to take? Anything like that?
I don't think Carter's got anything that would require prep stuff. No.
Iris is just keeping an eye out on the everything.
Okay.
We will take the drugs when we're in the vault, or getting ready to go in the vaults.
Fair enough. Iris, please give me a roll of perception and survival.
My survival is still not good. That is a success.
So you are just looking around, looking for any signs of trouble. You don't see anything like innately dangerous, but as you're looking a little bit ahead, just like leaning a bit across the back, you can see that there is the just the last little flash of metal. As you can see up ahead, there was an Eyebot that is now moving further back, along the same sort of path you're taking.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's on us or not, but they've got at least some either out on patrol or coming in.
I'd be surprised if they didn't have a lot more out here too. It's going to be real hard to get in there without being seen, but the longer we can go without having all of the defenses pop out, the better. If you and I can maybe try and hotwire that, I think we'll all be a lot better off than if we run in guns blazing.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I would like to posit a question to Chanel. are you going to be driving the truck just real close to the vault, like right up to the front door? Or are you going to be stopping it a little ways out to possibly give a little more room between yourself and the vault to try to sneak up or to avoid any defenses that are already outside, possibly damaging the truck as you get closer?
I think I am going to park it a little bit, well, not like super far away, but like enough for that buffer.
Okay. So you managed to find a little. The vault itself is like pushed into like a curve between the cliffs, like at the ground level, and you managed to find a way to you just push the truck closer to the cliff side and basically have it stop and come, and you turn it off right where it would be. You have a cliff between you and the entrance to the vault. So anyone who wants to so you all have a little bit of room. The truck is hidden away, and you have room to get out and take a look-see for what might be at the entrance.
Yeah, definitely going to take a look.
So anyone who wants to get out and go take a look with a rifle scope or with a set of binoculars, please feel free to give me a roll of, let's go with, again, perception and survival.
That would be a success from me.
Okay. So, as Iris and Carter as everyone is hopping out, but Iris and Carter hop out to go to the side of the cliff, and look around with their various devices. You see that there looks to be a few people outside of the vault, along with a couple turrets set up. Carter, you're a little confused by this because you were thinking that if anything, testers might be alone here. But then you just look closer, and the people look odd. Their skin looks almost like plasticky or synthetic. Iris, you know that these are a few Gen 2 synths. There look to be about 3 of them outside, and 2 turret setups. One that looks like it is armed with a laser weapon, and the other that looks like it is armed with a lower caliber like rifle emplacement.
Yeah, you want to handle all that down there.
How far away are they?
They are at extreme range, to say the least, at the moment. You could try to get a shot off to start things off, but if you wanted to be truly effective, you'd have to get at least a little bit closer. You also see the vault door itself, the large cogwheel-looking vault with the bright yellow 25 painted onto it, and the little console where anyone with the right access or a Pip-Boy could plug their Pip-Boy in to work to open the vault up from the outside.
Oh boy, it's a shame we have nobody with a Pip-Boy.
Who knows?
Not at all. Nope.
No.
All right, we got, looks like 3 individuals and 2 turrets set up down there in front of the gate, in front of the door.
Well, you want to make our way closer, let the doctor and Chanel, the Brotherhood fellas, come up a bit further back. When things kick off, we can draw their fire a bit, take out who we can, and I guess the other ones beat feet, try and get as close as they can.
I would advise, seeing as the turrets are ranged, perhaps trying to draw the humanoid ones, the mobile ones, out. The less fire we have to deal with from close up, the better.
Are the synths armed with ranged weapons?
They look to be armed with some odd, like sci-fi-y, futuristic-y to your just idea of what technology looks like because of your movies. They look like laser pistols, but they look different. Whereas old laser pistols are a lot more metallic, a lot more kind of like made to also beat someone over the head with, like really rough and tumble sort of build. These look new, but they look like plasticky and almost a little bit more flimsy. They seem like they were made kind of cheaply almost, but they also look like they are drawing on a lot of power because they have external fusion cells that they are drawing from.
Well, regardless of what they are, I just remembered I'm going to take some Rad-X.
Okay, just in case.
Just in case. I don't know what's radioactive down there.
It's fair enough. So you go ahead and just pop the Rad-X a little bit real quickly. But yeah, it looks like these, since these individuals have the laser pistols, you also see at their sides hanging, there looks to be batons, but they are batons that look like they almost have like little energy cells or batteries connected to them. So they look like they could be some sort of shock baton almost.
I don't know. If I were them, I wouldn't run away from the turrets. I would hunker down there if we started shooting at them. And I'm not going to be able to do anything from out here. I've got to get closer.
I don't have to get a whole lot closer.
The idea, though, maybe we can split them up. I go around to the left. You head straight down. That way there's like a 90-degree between both of them.
Honestly, if we can get Chanel close, I think she can take him out pretty easily, too.
Also, Overseer, do I roughly know from looking at those pistols or being told what those pistols look like, roughly how much range they would have?
You think at most they might have range equivalent to what Iris used to have. They look like they are stabilized with some sort of technology you haven't seen before. It's something that almost looks even beyond what the Enclave of Navarro would have. But from what you can see, the actual emitters look a lot smaller and a lot less powerful. But they look like they could fire off faster. So it looks like these might trade off the intense power that the older laser pistols have for a higher rate of throwing energy downrange.
Is that the same with the turrets themselves as well?
The turrets themselves look a little older. They look like they would have about medium range because they look like they are equipped with the equivalent of 5.56 rifles or laser rifles.
Okay. Well, knowing that you would have to get in closer range, they look to be medium range weaponry at best. They may actually outrange you at the moment.
Well, we're going to have to get closer, even if Iris doesn't have to get that much closer. The rest of us do.
Perhaps I believe the Americans call it Overwatch. From Iris would be good, at least until we can try to sneak up, so that we are able to engage them without having them medium range fire upon us before we're able to get into proper range with our own weapons.
Makes sense to me.
I can keep an eye out from here. Well, a bit further down, but you know what I mean.
And she'll open up her backpack and expose all of the bombs and explosives she's got in there. If we need a little bit of extra oomph, I can get us covered too.
My
Yeah,
God,
sure.
Fräulein.
That should basically fry those 6 brain.
And
For everyone who
number
wasn't
of
involved in the creation process, it looks like she has the 2 pulse grenades, and it also looks like she has 3. Well, she has the 2 full-on regular pulse grenades that Goris gave her.
Yep.
And then she looks like she has 3 what look to be like coffee cans with grenade pins and like mechanisms attached to them.
And then I've got my 5 standard baseball and 5 frags. So.
Yep.
Remind me not to jostle you anytime soon.
You should always assume she's got at least something explosive.
At least until she tells us otherwise, fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Hey, listen, most people hire me because I'm good at driving, I'm nice on the eyes, and I make things go boom. 2 of those things are relevant today.
Make sure you don't make yourself go boom.
Make sure you don't make us go boom.
I will try not to make anybody except who we need to make go boom, go boom.
Okay. Alright. Looking to Portnoy and the other 2 knights. Right. Portnoy has a pistol, and he's just speaking aloud right now, thinking to himself on how this all goes out. But power armor is not stealthy in the least.
If you'd like, I can stay back and then just charge when things start firing off.
Yeah, it's probably better if the straps stay back here
That
with
would
me.
be a good idea, yes. And the 2 knights have laser rifles or laser pistols?
They have laser rifles. It looks like Knight Arthur has a standard laser rifle. It looks like Knight Helen Layton looks like she has upgraded hers a little bit and made it so that it could. It looks like it almost could function as akin to a laser sniper rifle. So if need be, she could possibly stay back with Iris and give Overwatch as well with laser weapon.
Well, seems like a good plan to have them hang back with Iris. So Carter's going to start sneaking down.
All right. Everyone who is going to be sneaking a little bit closer, please give me a roll of agility and sneak. And as a reminder, if you want to utilize your luck instead of agility, you can spend a luck point to use luck instead.
I got 2 successes.
Since I do have to move a bit closer, should I make a roll too?
Please do. And I will roll for the knights and scribe who move closer.
What are we looking in terms of light out here? Is it like middle of the day?
It is late afternoon going into evening. It's still still light enough so that way you're not having to worry about like penalties. But unfortunately, there is not enough shadow to where the perk comes into play. There might be inside the vault, but as it stands now, not right now.
All right. Well, that's 2 successes.
0.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, the scribe got one.
Nada.
Rule 17.
Doc and Chanel really,
To be fair, the doctor wearing a white shirt, not sneaky.
To be fair, you'd think the same about the guy wearing a whole ass white suit.
Chanel doesn't do quiet.
No, Chanel does explosives.
Chanel does hearing damage.
It's true. So, Carter, Iris, Knight Layton, and Scribe Portnoy managed to get into position quite easily. Carter, you're able to just sort of keep your head low, and you're focusing more on, while you're being stealthy, you're focusing more on just getting to where you want to be as quickly as possible. And as you are all moving into position, you just see, Carter, you see one of the synthetic individuals straighten up a little bit. Odd. Scanning. And then just like their head turns a little bit and they scan the horizon. And then they turn their head back and scan again. Optics seem to be malfunctioning. And then they go back to just sort of like patrolling around the entrance to the vault. That's what happens when they roll 2 20s.
Keep it up, guys.
Even Hoffman and Chanel were sneaky in that instance.
In that instance.
God. Imagine it's like Scooby-Doo sneak
Mm-hmm.
and still somehow make it.
So you all are able to get closer and get into position. Carter, you think that the moment, of course, the moment you pop off a shot, you're going to kick things off violently because you don't have a suppressor on your 10 millimeter.
It's unfortunate, but that's the way it's going to go.
Yep.
Yeah, unfortunately, suppressors take a higher level of hurt than we have access to.
Mm-hmm. But you all are able to get into position without the any of the robotics noticing you. So we're going to go ahead and give a surprise round to Iris and, well, to everyone, because I just checked their initiatives. Their initiatives aren't great. So you all will go ahead and get to make attacks as if you were attacking from stealth. And then if they are alive, they will get to respond. So we're going to start off with Iris.
So we decrease their defense by 1.
Yep.
Let's see how this goes. That is 3 successes.
Alrighty, that is 3 action points going into the pool. So you all are now at half of your maximum for your action points.
Hell yeah. And I'll just go ahead and see how this goes.
Okay. Standard shot, not using your accurate at the moment.
No, I'm good. So let's see, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage, piercing 3.
Oh, I forget, does your rifle have vicious now?
It does because we're attacking from stealth.
Oh, that's correct. Yep.
Yeah, 8 damage, ignoring 3 of their armor. Let me roll where I hit them. Oh, right in the fucking head.
So, you blast this thing right in the head, and you just hear we're responding to violence, and it draws its pistol. The rest of them seem to draw their pistol. You see these plastic skin has basically been blasted away, and you can see the rough metallic skeleton underneath the thin layer of plastic skin. It looks kind of horrific with a odd mix of oil and a greenish fluid that is covering and has human looking optics, but not actual eyes, as it just turns and begins to raise its pistol in the direction that the shot came from. Carter, it is your turn.
All right, the next one down the line, Carter's been aiming at. Just one shot to the head.
Alrighty, so you're aiming at a different one?
That's correct.
Okay, go right ahead.
I will use my aim to reroll that second d20, which did not succeed.
Okay.
Okay, well, only one success.
but it is enough to hit and add 1 to the pool because of the fact their defense is 0 for these attacks.
All right, that's going to be... That's going to be, unfortunately, only 4 damage.
Your gun has vicious, right?
It does. That's why it's 4.
Should be 5. 2's count as 2.
Oh, choose do count as 2. Sorry. Then yes, 5.
Excellent. So with that attack to the head, you see the shot just ping against their head, and it doesn't seem to tear away as much of this fake skin as it turns and aims its pistol very robotically, very stiffly at you. It's very unnerving. It's not human at all, despite how they were moving earlier. And the action point total for the players is 4 out of 6. The action point total for the Overseer and his minions are also at 6 at the moment. And now we're going to move on to Chanel and the Good Doctor.
Ladies first, please.
Don't worry. Baseball grenade.
Okay. So, because you are being careful, you are throwing the you're throwing the base grenade. I will let you know, Carter, since he had to move into position, is in the same sort of zone as them, so he would be taken by the baseball grenade. But if you throw a pulse grenade or one of your coffee can EMPs, Carter will not be affected by that at all because he is not synthetic. So he could get caught in that blast and it would deal nothing to him.
All right. How many of the synths are there?
3 synths and 2 turrets. All of them would be affected by the EMP grenades.
Okay, I'm going to. I want to save the EMPs for when we're actually in the vault.
Yeah,
because that's what I built them for. So I'm gonna throw a pulse grenade.
Okay.
Are we cool if I spend an action point to get a third?
Fucking go
for it.
All right. Ooh.
Reroll those.
I'm gonna reroll that. I'm gonna reroll those.
20.
I'm gonna reroll the 15 and the 20.
And keep in mind, presumably you'd be aiming, so you do get a free.
Yeah, since you didn't have to move up, you can use aim, so you get a free reroll for one of your
I'm gonna reroll all 3 of those then.
Oh, are they all players?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
All right, those are all successes. So 4 successes.
Nice.
Alrighty. With 4 successes, you refill. Okay, you get the pool. You increase the pool by 1.
Mm-hmm.
So you're at 5 of the 6 that you can have as you get the grenade right where you need it to hit as many synthetic motherfuckers as possible. I would like you to go ahead and roll the damage. The damage of your coffee carrying grenades is basically equivalent to your baseball grenades, but it does energy.
Okay, so that's 5d6. Okay.
And are they already vicious?
They're not already vicious. They're vicious because
so
of
they
her.
gain vicious. Oh, so they already have vicious. And she's attacking from stealth that increases the damage by 2.
Oh yeah, there it is. So basically, you get to roll 7d6 for this one. Because stealth plus vicious is horrifying.
All right. God. The rule is for damage. I always forget the rule on damage.
So 1s are 1, 2s are 2. 5s and 6s are 1 and an effect. They trigger effects. Since they have vicious, they just count as 2.
Okay. So 2, 4, 6. Six damage. Energy.
All the motherfuckers.
At everybody. Facilitator?
Overseer.
Mark it all
Overseer.
down on his sheet right now. Like, okay, well, that one's dead, and that one's fucked, and that one's dead. And that one's now crackling nicely in the background with static.
Would you say I gave it some harsh
Don't.
static?
Get out!
I apologize. Discord has decided that it doesn't want to work for me right now, but I'm back
Lovely.
on phone at the moment.
Welcome back.
So
Love that.
I would like to ask you, Chanel. Would you like to spend a luck point to re-roll 3 of those combat dice to possibly get even more
You can do
damage?
that.
Yes, please.
So for 1 luck point, you get to re-roll 3 of those combat dice.
Cool.
And we're back.
Much
That's
4.
an additional 4.
And damage
So-
total.
10 damage altogether.
Jesus.
Okay. And also, because they are the EMPs, each effect also deals stun. So every synthetic and every turret is now stunned.
Disgusting.
A
I
little bit
love helping.
Just
on
twitching in the
top of all the
background.
damage they took. The ones that just got hit already become just slagged, basically. Just immediately falling over, just and just collapsing in a pile of plastic and metal. The turrets themselves, double checking on the turret stats. They're still up, but they are like twitching and looking like they're trying to like recalibrate and reset themselves. And the last remaining synth looks like it is barely hanging on. This explosive bushwhack has taken out a large amount of the threat, leaving the individuals of the Brotherhood of Steel to feel free to wipe up the rest. Good doctor, I believe it's your turn.
Well, I'm just imagining that the sound the robots make is just the like Microsoft Windows do 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 do.
Pretty much.
Well, Dr. Hoffman's going to open up with well, not so cold, but hot lasers.
Yeah, this isn't a cold open. We had an introduction.
Yeah, we did that already. It's fine.
Yeah. Are you guys cool with me using an action point to hopefully do better?
Yeah.
Have at it.
Go for it.
1 success.
That's enough to hit.
You can re-roll one of those.
Yeah, because you aimed.
And
Oh yeah. All right. I'll fuck it. Another success. 2 successes.
Alrighty. The action point pool for the group is at full. At maximum. Just go ahead and roll your damage, my friend.
And rolling 5d6, piercing 1. Total of 6 damage on that. And since it's accurate, can I re-roll one of them for free, or is that just based on action points then?
accurate lets you spend action points to increase your damage when you aim.
Okay. Well, I will ignore that and just have a nice time with the 6 damage there, and it's going to go to the ballistic turret versus the laser turret.
Okay, so you shoot the ballistic turret, and you just see it just like takes the hit, like rocks back on its little tripod stand, falls over, and with a small contained explosion, the casing just shatters. Basically, it is defeated.
We did great, y'all.
Oh, we're not done yet.
And I will roll for the knights. Knight Leighton hits the remaining synth and blows a gigantic, gaping, steaming hole in its chest with her laser sniper rifle. And Knight Arthur puts the laser turret down with a barrage of laser fire. You are now all outside of the vault with having bushwhacked your way through this little grating, and you are left with the console and the scrap remains of the synths and the turrets.
Well, that could have gone a lot worse.
Ja, mach still mit Feind.
Well, this is just the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be more inside.
Let's grab the fusion cells they have, if they have any other ammunition we can use, and then get inside as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I agree. Carter's going to move to the console and use the Pip-Boy to try and jack into it.
Hoffman's going to try and scrounge up whatever he can from the robots.
Let's get these fusion cells.
Can I scrap the robotic parts and throw them in my truck? I can use those for future projects. That will totally better the team.
I'm not even going to bother asking what you want to do, so I don't think I want to know.
9.
As you connect it to the console,
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you trying to trespass on my vaults? The
Negative.
audacity.
I have a delivery.
A delivery.
Yes.
I think the sound that I heard a moment ago would tell me that your delivery is quite explosive.
Volatile chemicals. Very, very dangerous.
Well, then you aren't the best delivery men, are you? Those seem to have exploded in your hands.
I still have all my limbs. That's more than many.
Interesting.
He is the.
And how many limbs did you have before the explosion?
All of them? Why? Should I have had less?
Depends.
Or more?
Well, I have 2 legs and 2 arms, and that is the same number that I had before.
No, that's boring then.
So, who do I have the honor of addressing here?
I am Testridge. You've come to my vaults. Be gone.
No.
We're about to do something really stupid.
Oh,
So, question, Solomon.
yes.
Synths, when they're built at the Institute, are they given like a serial code number to identify them?
The synths, yes.
Cool. I would like to step up to the console, like next to Carter, and say, Dr. Testrich, this is synth, insert code. I would like to speak with you.
Dr. Testridge, you remember this particular code. It's one of the detested Generation 3 synths. Whereas you focus more on the robotics, on the Generation 1 and Generation 2 synthetics, this was one of the ones that is more organic. One of the ones that you were vehemently against, which is why you got pushed out of the Institute, because you were not along with the program, as it were.
Well, I don't think I have anything to say to you, Synth.
I didn't choose to be like this. I'm led to believe that you have ways you can help me. I'm more than willing to make a charisma speech check at any point you want, Solomon. She is lying through her teeth.
I will take a charisma speech check from Iris and Dr. Testridge to rebuke against this. I would like you to go ahead and roll me 2d20, unless you'd like to spend some of the action points from the Overseer's pool to get some extra dice. And I will tell you what the target number for you is in a moment.
Would y'all mind if I spent a few of
Have
those?
it, my friend.
By all means.
All
By
right.
all
Can I
means.
go ahead and buy 2 dice? Especially since we've been getting a bunch of action points, so we will go down.
I will use 1 action point.
I'm going to spend a luck point.
Okay, so that'd be 3 dice for Dr. Testridge. Dr. Testridge, your test number is 9, because while you're not the most connected with people, you are used to being bullshitted by synthetics, by Generation 3 synthetics especially.
So unfortunately, that is a complication, but I did get 2 successes.
I only received 1 success.
Okay. So, you think that there is a little bit of sincerity in that this Generation 3 synth does want your assistance? It is entirely up to you, however, if you want to render that assistance, especially when it seems that this one has arrived with armed accompaniment.
I see. Well, it's an interesting proposition. But I think that in order to prove that you're sincere, you'll have to make it to my lab. Good luck with that.
If you know anything about me, you should know that I'm an expert at getting into places I'm not supposed to be.
Well, I don't know anything about you personally, but sure.
Carter, if you'd like to go ahead and try to get your way into the vault, I will need a test of intelligence and science.
Surely I would.
Dr. Testridge, he is still connected to your systems and you see him as being connected, you can try to rebuke this with your own intelligence and science, with your own target number being 12, because science is where you live.
Okay.
Give me one moment here. What's our action point total?
Or 3.
3.
And getting 1 additional d20 would be 1 action
1.
point?
Yes. Yes.
Would you mind if I did it?
Go for it.
Sure.
Oh, excuse me. Is that 5 successes?
Okay.
Dr.
we got one.
Dr. Testridge, you have not had to deal with people with Pip Boys having such an intense direct connection, like Vault Tech speaking to Vault Tech. You're used to trying to get Rob Tech to speak to Vault Tech, and it's not easy to try to rebuke it because you've been thinking in like Robco coding as opposed to Vault Tech coding for the entire time. So it seems that this individual, Mr. Carter, has just pushed through all defenses and easily has the vault beginning to give off the klaxon of it beginning to open as the vault door pushes inward and then is rolled to the side by the into the interlocking mechanisms.
As Carter hacks the door, he hums Frank Sinatra's My Way under his breath.
And that is the closest we will get to being able to do that song.
That's correct.
Well, you got past the first challenge.
What's that? I can't hear you over the sound of your doors opening.
It's true.
Someone should put a lock on that.
Ah, arrogance. Good. I like that.
This man seems insane.
Yeah, but at least he's fun.
He ain't even the
No.
craziest I've seen.
I feel insulted.
You should.
You haven't seen him yet.
Meanwhile, Dr. Hoffman just goes back to trying to find more of the fusion cells in the midst of the debris.
In total, Dr. Hoffman is able to get 12 fusion cells, and if he wants to, he can pick up the Institute's laser pistols and shock batons.
Here, and he'll hand them off to Fennel. It may not be worth much, but you can possibly sell them later.
Oh, Doc, no, I can make something beautiful with these.
That works as well.
She's
also-
gonna just start examining the weaponry.
It also might appease Alexander for future trades as well.
You're a smart man, Doc.
I certainly try.
Alexander might be real fucking confused if he sees things like that. You don't get weaponry like that this far out west. Fine.
Yes, but rare pieces as such might be worth more than. Right.
Plus, I know him. I can work something out. We can. If anything, these might be able to help him later on in his business. So, I got it. I know how to finagle a deal with the man.
So long as it does not agitate him.
I
Got
never
it.
really agitate him.
I'm not so sure that is true. Carter, do you want to take the lead, seeing as you've been the
Well,
last one in the
yeah.
vault?
Sounds good to me.
It has
Well,
been
not
some,
good, but reasonable.
yes, it has been some 10 years since I last was in one, so
Also, I will say, Iris is kind of concerning, like, looking at the Brotherhood members, like, pretty concerned.
The Brotherhood members look at the synths, and where you are used to Brotherhood members just easily showing disgust and hatred, and just like a intense focus to the destruction of synthetics, you see something odd on their face. You see confusion. You see them not really seeming to understand. Like, you see like Knight Arthur just like kneels down and just like picks one's arm up and just like feeling at it, and he's just like looking like, what the fuck? And then just drops it, and the clang makes him jump. He's like, shit.
They're basically robots with roughly human level intelligence.
It's fucking weird. Kind of cool, but mostly
They're-
weird.
Yeah.
The elders never talked about anything like this. You ever seen anything like this, Commander? And Leighton is just like sort of like looking at the face of the one that got the head like plastic skin blown off, and she's like, "No, this is completely fucking new to me."
Don't go out east. There's a whole lot more where this came from.
Huh. Well, hopefully we don't have to deal with this type of shit too much longer. And she just stands up and begins to walk into the vault with Carter. As you all head into the vault, you can see that there are signs of battle. The bullet holes and scorch marks of laser weaponry being fired, you see that there are a few skeletons in old, tattered vault suits and what look to be the parts and pieces of various Robco robots. You see one sentry bot that looks burned out and long burned out, but also looks like all of the weapons on it have been stripped away. It seems like for the most part, what's been left behind has just been like husks and unuseful parts.
I'm gonna go ahead and pop my call mics now.
Okay, so you go activate the comics. You just take it, and you can feel your entire body just relaxing, and your eyes just like clearing, like your vision, your senses, all of them just get sharper.
And I'm not addicted.
And you are not addicted, thankfully enough.
All right. I think it might be best if I go first.
Yeah, I think so. Well, you're the one that disappears in plain sight.
Yeah, it was more the way you said it, but yes, I'm gonna scout
I'm
ahead.
going second, so I'm the most likely to get shot because nobody's going to see you.
Iris, I would like a roll of agility and sneak. And then I would also like you to go ahead and roll me perception and lockpicking.
Do I get my perk bonus and my shadowed armor?
I will say that for this you will, because the outside areas of the vault haven't been powered as much. It seems like most of the power has been directed elsewhere.
So, all right. So that gives me a free die. I'll go ahead and re-roll that 16 because I can with Colmax.
Yep.
All right, that's 5 successes.
You are akin to a shadow. Like even Dr. Testridge, you're just looking at your various camera feeds, and even you have lost where the synthetic has gone. You still have the PA system to speak over to the group as a whole as they begin to invade your home, but you have lost where the synth has gone.
And you said reception lockpicking.
Yes, please.
Is this for a door or container?
This will be for a large door that leads to the science wing of this vault, because the entrance led to various parts. There was the leading to the residential area, to the entertainment area of the vault, and then the science wing, which is where the Robco techs would be likely working on their various designs.
All right, I'll go ahead and use bobby pin.
I will tell you right now, the difficulty for the complication range for this is increased to 18.
Well, I got 2 successes.
Okay. That is just enough. As you're working to like jam the bobby pin into those like sliding mechanisms of these vault doors, there aren't like the actual regular like tumbler locks, but you know where you can put the pin to hit some of the smaller mechanisms on the door to get it so that the actual things keeping them in place will weaken, and then push the door up easily enough. It's harder to do than your usual doors, but you manage it.
As expected, the synth abandoned the group. Interesting. No matter, the Mojave shall burn.
The Molly shall burn? Is he talking about weed?
What's weed?
I don't know how any of those words work together.
Knight Layton says, I think he tried to say Mojave, but he was really quick about it.
Yeah. Hey, your AP system kind of sucks. You might want to get that fixed.
That's on the lower list of important things.
I feel
Much
like that
more
might.
important things.
Okay, there. It's roboting again. Get it? Roboting. Okay.
Knight
I
Arthur
don't
just
get it.
chuckles to himself a little bit. He's like, I got it.
He got it.
I'm only in my 40s and already I feel as if I'm 80. All right.
Scribe Portnoy just looks to you. How do you think I feel?
Yeah, very fair.
You in a vault since before the Great War?
I was, yes.
Carter is going to try and find some computer terminals along the way because he wants to know about the power routing systems here. Because if this guy's been cannibalizing stuff left and right in the vault, he's probably had to reroute power to wherever he is, and being able to shut off systems from a distance by cutting those lines or rerouting them elsewhere would be highly useful to keep him from operating at full juice.
Go ahead and give me a intelligence and science test because you do manage to find an outside terminal. Dr. Testridge, you're able to go against this as well. To work to keep him out and to possibly even rebuke his meddling.
Luck. How do I use luck to reroll some stuff?
You can use a luck point per die to reroll.
I'm using some luck.
I am going to use an action point to have 3 d20.
Okay,
that's right.
And as a reminder, your target number is 12. So that is, also because you are an institute scientist, science is a tag skill. So that's 3 successes for Dr. Testridge.
That is
Nice.
3 successes for Carter as well.
Okay, so what this does is that Carter is able to see that the power routing has basically been completely cut off to the entertainment area, to the recreational area, and to the cafeteria, and has been basically all pumped into the medical and science area, especially to one large lab labeled the Assaultron testing facility.
That would be a good place to power down.
But because you are being rebuked currently, you are basically immediately locked out as soon as you see that facility has also basically had its systems, after the power's been routed, its systems were air gapped to keep it from being affected.
So if there's, like, the control might be air gapped, but the physical power lines may not be. From that glance at the layout, is this something that we could open a panel and have Chanel use for repair to, like, say, cut?
If you were to be in the lab, you could probably find the main power line and try to cut it so that way there would be less power going to the lab and less electricity powering up whatever might be in there.
Great, Carter's making notes of that on his Pip-Boy's map function so that Chanel can see this before we get there.
Fair enough. So, as you head further into the science and medical wing, you are making your way through, and you can see that this place has also largely been cannibalized. The robots have been taken apart. The various bits and bobs have been thrown all about the place. The medical wing has had basically all of its various medicines and various chemicals ransacked for some purpose or another. And as you're getting closer, you can even almost all sort of hear the hum of the energy flowing through the lines to the lab that you're heading closer towards. Is there anything else anyone would like to do beforehand? Dr. Hoffman, you are in the medical wing. If you wanted to try to grab a little bit of extra medicine for the fight ahead, or extra anything that might have been left behind, you are able to do so because you know what you're looking for in this kind of wing.
I'm working on rolling now.
Okay. It would be intelligence and medicine.
Intelligence, medicine. Got it.
Actually, let's make it perception and medicine because you're looking for bits and bobs.
Well, fuck that noise. I'm going to re-roll both of those.
That's awful.
Yikes.
Like, to hell with that noise. That'll work, though. That's a tag. So, 2 successes.
Okay. With those 2 successes, you're able to find a little bit of medicinal help. You're able to find one more stim pack. that's been left behind, and you're also able to find a chem. You find a dose of Medics that was left behind.
Hey,
Well, this is quite annoying, but I must say I'm impressed.
Well, thank you very much. This is an awfully messy medical lab, though.
Yes, you've stepped my timeline up a little bit. But no matter.
I don't suppose there's any way we could convince you to power down any and all Robco product attack bots, assault bots, eyes, etc. Disconnect yourself from any kind of control and command software and come out where we could talk like people.
But some of you are not people.
Well, I don't know where Iris went. I can't see her. We're people here.
Ah, but what would be the fun in that? I need
dog.
to test my machine. So let's see what we can do.
Are you sure about that?
Maybe he's not so sure.
Yeah. I
As
always
you-
gotta ask.
As you all head closer and closer to the lab itself, Iris, I'm going to need one more roll of perception lockpicking. The complication range is still 18, and the difficulty for this one is 3.
3, so I kick it down to 2 with a bobby pin.
Yep.
All right.
we still got action points if you want to use those two.
No, should be fine. I'm gonna re-roll that with my infiltrate ability.
Well done.
Fuck. Please. Oh wait, those are both failures anyway. I forgot I only have an 11 for lockpicking. Luck points, here we go! That is 4 successes.
Okay, so that's 2 extra AP back. That's 2 AP back to the pool. You work the mechanisms on this door, and you can hear on the other side there is the whirring of machinery. There is the pulsing of energy flowing into this lab. Dr. Hoffman, as you have come closer to this lab door, you can hear a familiar type of whirring, a familiar sound of mechanical appendages moving. There is not just an auto dock on the other side of this door. There is a very large and very intricate auto dock on the other side of this door that seems to be in the process of something.
This is not good. Something in the back there, and what I would guess, at least, in my theory using, is performing surgery very rapidly, very quickly, and in a very grand scheme.
He's putting himself into an assault drone.
Possibly. Or the Robco RoboBrain, or any number of sort of things that could be mechanical and, not prone to illness, disease, and such.
I just assumed it was putting a human head on a dog body, and I can't really explain why that is.
That automatically makes me look down to Maisie and just raise a brow.
And Maisie just looks up to you and then look at Carter and go, "Brr."
We found the plans. He's trying to put himself into an assault.
Mm-hmm.
It is not so easy to try and keep a head functional when there is no intake of resources.
Fascinating, but let's stop him from putting his head inside an attack robot.
Fair. Weapons ready.
You open the door with Iris's help of getting it unlocked, and you step into where all the power is, as the lights here are all fully on, fully active, even with the auto dock working. You all head inside, and and this is a multi-leveled lab. You all are on the top floor with ladders that go down to a second, like, catwalk that has various terminals and various machinery with there. And then the bottom floor, which is where the process is currently taking place, where you can also see that there are a just long line along each side of the wall of charging stations for Robco robots.
What is being operated on? Is it just a robot, or does it actually look like there's a person there?
The autodock itself looks like it is closed. It's one of the enclosed autodocks that basically just like you step inside and it closes and takes care of everything. Kind of looking like one of the old, really cheap, like personal radiation shield shelters that were on a lot of the street corners in the bigger cities. But from what you can see of the readout, it looks like there is a human body in the autodock. But you also see that there is a line, what almost looks like a sort of like tubing, but that is connected to the autodock that is built into the floor, where there looks to be a brain moving along to a recharging station that is sort of front and center in the third bottom level of this lab.
Nope, don't like that.
And now would be a good time for grenades.
Try and destroy that pipe.
And all of the charging stations as well, if possible. Cluster grenade, if you will. Have fun. Just steps back.
Overseer,
Yes.
is this a good time for one of my coffee cans, or is this baseball action?
If you're trying to just disable it, possibly to weaken it, or maybe even stop it, either one could work. But if you're using a baseball grenade, that's more physical. If you're wanting to and you're trying to focus on the fragility of what could be at play here, or if you're just trying to affect the systems as a whole, the coffee can or the pulse grenade would work. As you're thinking about which to grab, one of the recharging stations opens up, and you hear Protectron on duty, and it just lumbers out.
Got it. Coffee can.
Okay. You are currently outside of range unless you'd like to go ahead and drop down to the second level. So if you're dropping down to the second level, that will be a movement, and then you can go ahead and throw your grenade at the standard 2 difficulty.
Okay. Then I will do that.
Okay. And you are not at stealth, so this is not a surprise attack, so you'll be dealing the normal 5 dice of damage.
Okay.
Curter is also going to run into the room while Chanel is doing that, trying to spread out so that if they throw grenades back or have like automatic weapons that fill an area with death, we're not all in the same spot.
Fair enough.
Are we cool if I spend an action point?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Not 30, not D30, D20. That is 3 successes.
Okay. So it does land where you want it to land, and you go ahead and roll the damage for that, please.
Okay.
And that's that action point back to the pool, right? No more.
Yes.
Sick.
2, 4, 6, 8.
8 and
1 stun.
And 1 stun.
Okay. So that damage does hit the Protectron, and it does cause it to begin to shake and shudder as its systems begin to weaken. But the systems that are at play in the auto dock slow a little bit, but then pick back up as it seems like they have been reinforced with some sort of EMP shielding to prevent them from being affected as much.
Okay.
The brain moves from the auto dock into the piping to the central recharging station, and you can hear whirring inside of it akin to an auto dock's mechanisms playing out. The auto dock that you were looking at before opens up, and you see a human corpse in a lab coat with the top of its head removed.
God damn it, he's using robots to steal his brain and put it through the mail tubes!
Why does it all taste coppery? Aha.
You all hear this coming from the other recharging station.
Iris is
probably
just
taste of
waiting
blood.
for that thing to open.
And
Yeah, just aiming right now.
okay, so Iris is on is going to stay on the third floor. That would be at the perfect range for her rifle. Is anyone moving down? I'm guessing people are going to go ahead and move down to the second or third floors.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am saying where I'm at.
Okay. So another thing to notice is that each floor does also seem to have a terminal that could be accessed, possibly to do who knows what each one could do. And as the last person drops down to the third floor, the central recharging station and several other recharging stations along the walls open up. You hear Protectron on duty as 3 other Protectrons just slowly walk out, and the central charging station opens up, and you see that there is the body of an Assaultron with what looks to be a sort of altered central energy emitter in the chest area. And instead of the usual Assaultron head, there is what looks to be a modified Robo Brain head with the human brain visible within the gel. Maisie is very scared.
Calm down.
And Dr. Robo Testridge steps on out.
Oh, perceptions are strange, but I like it.
Robo Testridge, you have a brief moment to say something villainy.
Oh,
This thing on.
well, now, it looks like the test was successful. We shall see how well you can stand up to my new body. And if you could succeed, maybe I'll help you.
As he says this, you all see what looked to be almost like little decorative bulbs along the far walls of like a level with the third floor open up, and smaller wall turrets begin to track the various threats around the room. There is one that definitely brings a lot of eyes, and that is one that does not have a small gun barrel or a laser emitter. It's one that is larger and has a missile tube from a sentry bot.
Oh, no.
We're starting with Iris.
Should I shoot the big robot man, or shoot the big fucking gun?
I'll take care of the gun.
Cool.
You
I'm gonna
hit
shoot the
the
big
robot.
robot man. Can I? Would y'all mind if I spent 3 action points for 2 extra dice on this?
I mean, there are ours to spend, so go ahead.
All right, here we go. D20, and I am
Show off
aiming.
them gun muscles.
So between aiming and Calmax, I'm gonna re-roll that 17 and the 19.
Okay.
So that is 6 successes.
Yeah, definitely got him.
How many action
Ow.
points get put in the pool?
Shit.
The pool's full again.
All right, cool. I'm gonna spend 3 of those for extra damage dice.
Okay.
Oh no!
Puts me to just a few dice. 1, 2,
Ooh.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 damage, ignoring 5 armor.
Okay. Roll
and,
where you hit complete.
Yep. A 9.
A 9. Let's see where that hits.
Left arm.
So, that shot does in fact hit the left arm, and you see that it, the shot just sort of like hits and ricochets inside of it. And Testridge, this shot has basically several warning signs going off in your head as the arm is severely damaged. You're not sure you'd be able to attack with it, but you know that you've got things in play to hopefully mitigate that damage whenever they get a moment.
Ow! Why did I keep the pain function on?
Because you're an idiot?
And you're bad at villain monologuing.
To be fair, you did suffer possible brain damage going through that pneumatic tube.
Carter, it is your turn.
Carter's making a beeline for that terminal on the 3rd floor to try and, maybe make some of these protectrons and other turrets and things not shoot at us and shoot at other things, or just not shoot.
Okay.
And he'll settle for forcing, recipes for gazpacho soup to flood into the assault Testridge's brain if he can't do the first couple.
Fair enough. Give me an intelligence and science test. This is going to be at difficulty 3.
I'm going to add a die. I'm actually going to add... How many action points
You
we
can
have?
add
3?
2. Yeah.
Yeah, you have maximum action points because of Iris' shot.
I will add 2.
Well,
Also,
I did spend 3.
Okay, so sorry. You have 3.
I will add 2, and I also spend a luck point to activate Mysterious Stranger because nothing says surreal like a ghoul vaquero showing up in a vault.
It's true.
Comes in, just walks back out.
How
Faces
does
to
he
one wall, faces
do
to
this?
the other.
I would like to point out that I got 4 successes and a complication.
Use the luck point and reroll that complication.
roll the complication,
Well,
please?
I want to know if the complication is bad or humorous or both.
Both.
I'm going to leave the complication.
Do it for the
no.
bit. No,
All
do
right.
it for the bit.
Fair.
All right.
For the bit.
For the bit. So you did manage to succeed, and you do know that, and you do have access to the systems that would not deactivate the protectrons, but maybe hinder them a little bit to the point where they might be fighting a little less effectively. You don't have any access to Robotestridge as a whole, but you have access to the protectrons like coding. So if you wanted to, so you're able to basically make it so that they lose a good bit of their power when it comes to utilizing the laser weapons that they have in their hands.
Okay. My explanation for that plus whatever complication is probably that he has to cross-wire the Protectron's power circuits with also forcing them to shout patriotic 4th of July slogans because he accidentally activates the holiday routine.
Yep. As it is, Vault-Tec and Robco are both heavy-duty American corporations, so they have to have those in there.
Understandable.
So their machinery subpar.
Yes.
Got it.
Military grade, even.
And as you do this, you're just like, a job well done. And you look up, and the turrets are all pointed at you.
Oh no! Oh shit!
Robo-Testridge,
Yes.
let us begin with your self-repair routines. Please roll the dice for them.
Yes, I will do that. Go back to my notes. Okay. 3. All right. Hold on 1 second. Oh. That is 2 healing, right?
Yes, and with those 2 healing, you're able to recover that many hit points.
Very good.
You will see the inner workings of of Testridge's arm just beginning to spark, and the insides seem to begin to knit themselves together.
Das ist nicht gut.
Okay. Is it my turn then?
It is indeed your turn. There aren't anyone.
Right.
There's not anyone that's in close range with you, but there are plenty of people within medium range.
Oh, absolutely. Let's see. Well, we've got person that's shot, and we've got person that's messing with my computer systems.
You are both at long range.
They are both at long range. The person in medium range is one in power armor. There's one with a laser rifle, and there is one who seems to have EMP grenades.
Ah, yes, the EMP grenades, the infamous EMP grenades. Yeah, that's who he's gonna shoot at.
Okay, so you're going to go ahead and fire off your Mesmotron laser.
Oh no!
Go ahead and roll the dice for me. Your target number is 12.
Indeed, that would be 2 of them. Is that 2 successes or is that 3? I can't remember.
That is 2 successes.
Okay, very good.
So you roll. You do manage to hit. 1 action point goes back to the bad guy pool. Chanel,
Yes.
you see this blast coming. It's not in the form of a long beam. It's almost like a ring or a bubble of energy, like that's almost like crackling, kind of akin to how static does, as it slams into you. Testridge, I would like you to please roll me 1d20 so you can figure out where you hit, and if you have not rolled the damage.
I have an armor rating of 4.
Also, you just rolled a 6, Scott.
Okay, 7.
Torso.
That hits the torso. So Scott, please go ahead and roll 6d6. Ooh. So that is only 2 damage, unless you would like to spend one of your luck points to re-roll 3 of those combat dice. Also, you're muted at the moment.
Oh, that's what was going on. Sorry, I was talking, and I was like, what's happening? I was coughing, and that was why I muted myself. I was like, yeah, I know I messed up on the roll, and I was explaining what had happened, but it's fine. All right, I'm going to reroll 3d6 with that luck point.
Ooh, that increases damage to... That is 6 energy damage. Chanel, what is your energy armor?
I don't think I have energy armor. And if I do, I again cannot look at my sheet because I've got other stuff going on to string.
I believe that since you have the weave in your armor, your energy armor is 2.
2. Then 2.
Okay, so you're able to reduce the damage to not suffer an injury to the chest. But because he rolled an effect, you do feel stunned as the energy just sort of crackles through your head and just makes all of your nerves just sort of twitch and tingle all at once. You are stunned. You won't be able to take an action unless you spend action points to get a bonus action.
Rude.
Dr. Robo-Testers, would you like to move, or are you going to stay at the lower level?
Yeah, I was curious to know the auto repair. That's just the thing that happens. It doesn't count as a minor action, right?
Correct. That just happens at the beginning of your turn.
All right. Then I shall start to climb up one of the ladders to get to the second level. Where
All right.
we get closer.
You are able to throw your body up the ladder, bending some of the bars along the way with your weight and strength of your new body. And you hop up, and you are now on the same level as Chanel, Knight Arthur, and Scribe Portnoy.
And Dr. Hoffman.
And Dr. Hoffman's on the third level, I believe.
The third
I'm on the third
level.
level.
Because he's with the snipers and Carter.
I was sticking around the more people sort of thing before Portnoy was put down.
Now,
Don't put down Portnoy. He doesn't deserve that.
Now, one of the turrets goes. Which turret? The missile tube turret. It's going to make a roll. It is aiming at the third level, since that's the one where Carter is, because he was fucking with the machinery there. It does hit the third level, but not as directly as it should. So it will deal half.
Well.
To everyone there.
I figured.
Oh boy. How much will
Did we
it
lose?
deal?
Did we lose Solomon?
Nope, I'm here. I just had to go
okay.
ahead and roll the dice. Everyone on the third floor, this, of course, not taking into account your armor, takes 5 points of physical explosive damage.
And then do we... how does armor work with explosives?
It just reduces it by a static amount. It doesn't get...
Well, no, I'm saying like which...
Oh, because of location?
Yeah.
I'm saying since it hit like the around the floor area, it's going to be hitting your legs most.
Unfortunate.
Carter appears mildly annoyed.
Fair enough.
Doctor is doing okay, because yay, Brotherhood of Steel fatigues. His white shirt probably at this point is getting worn away, and you can actually see like the fatigues underneath the white shirt and pants he's got on.
Gotcha.
He must have been so sweaty riding through the desert like that.
Kinda.
With the full beard, too.
Mr. Carter,
Yes.
you're taking a few more shots from the other turrets as well.
Unsurprising.
I believe your defense is just 1 because your agility is not 9.
Yes, that's correct. I have agility 8, but I could not afford 9.
Okay. The auto turret that is shooting shot bullets at you does hit.
Right?
And the one that is firing off lasers hits as well. And it adds an action point to the bad guy pool.
Okay.
First off, the bullets. It is a rapid fire of small arms that fire out and deal a grand total of 3 points of damage, piercing through 1 point of your armor.
Okay.
And the laser will be hitting your energy armor, which I believe is the same for your
It
armor.
is.
It deals 6 points of damage, piercing through none of your armor.
Great.
And these shots go towards your chest and left arm specifically.
Okay.
Next up is Chanel and the Good Doctor.
Yeet those grenades.
You have to spend 2 action points.
Yep, Chanel is stunned, so to get an action, she does have to spend 2 action points to get that action.
Which I will say, absolutely go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
many action points do we have? 2. All right.
Yeah.
Then I am going to use my action point to resist the stun.
Gotcha.
And I'm going to grab one of my should I go for another EMP?
I'd go with the pulse grenade, yeah.
All right. Yeah.
And I think the pulse grenades are higher damage.
The pulse grenade deals 1 extra damage, yeah.
I'm gonna grab the pulse grenade, and I'm gonna throw it towards the missile launcher.
Thank you. Okay, so you grab it and you like pull the pin out and like cook it just long enough to where you know that it will blow up like in the air and hit the turrets. Go ahead and roll your perception and explosives.
Okay. I'm gonna spend 2 luck points to reroll both of those.
Okay, just remember to keep an eye on your luck point total.
Yep, I'm down to 1 more luck point.
Okay. Until you start just drowning some Sunset Sarsaparilla, of course.
Oh, that's fair.
Of course. Yeah, I've got 2 of those. So.
Yep.
All right, that is 2 successes.
It's explosives attack skill.
I believe barter repair and speech were tag skills.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
so 2 successes does get the explosive to go off at where you want it. Go ahead and roll the damage for me, please.
Okay. And that is 5d6 or 66.
66.
66. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 2 6s. So that is 2.
Those are in fact stuns. Excellent. So the explosion rocks the open
9 damage altogether.
area there, and it does deal 9 damage altogether. Double checking the machine gun. Double checking the stats for the turrets. You might have just cleared them. Well, shit. Yeah, that deals enough damage to clear the wall turrets. So you see all the wall turrets just basically sort of just like spin on their axes a little bit quickly, and then just droop and begin to like spark and smoke with that electric smoke from electric fires going on within the mountings.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Now that just pisses me off.
Oh, bite me. Hey, just out of curiosity, Overseer.
Yes.
Robots, got any exposed wiring or anything, towards the bottom?
I forgot about the dog.
There doesn't seem to be any exposed wiring, but there does seem to be like various joints and various bits and bobs that could possibly be gnawed on by a dog. Like antifreeze tubes or anything.
Somebody roughly ankle height.
Yep.
Yeah, anything within puppy ankle biting distance.
Yep. There is, in fact, some tubings and such that could be bitten by Amazing.
Because I assume that seeing her owner get or her handler get shot at does not please the dog.
It does not. She is now ready to nom on the robo-tester.
All right. She's going to let out a low growl, and I'm gonna have Ms. Maisie pounce on the assaultron to try to loosen up some of those bits and bobbles on the bottom.
Okay.
So do you want me to roll for her?
Please do.
Okay.
As a reminder, her target number is 7.
Yes. She got a 2. So she's got 1 success. Does she
One
still have
success
that
is
one
all-
luck point?
She does have the 1 luck point. 1 success is all she needs, though.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. She's gonna growl, and her barks, like when she lets out a bark, it's not that little yip that she usually does. It's a full on mean bark, and she's gonna pounce.
Roll the damage, please.
All right, and how much damage does dog do?
If I'm
Not much.
right, it is 1 moment. So dog does a grand total of, at the moment, 2 vicious physical damage.
Got it.
Go roll 2 of the dice, please.
2d6, got it. Well, how about that? 3 damage.
That is 3 damage. And I believe it actually does go through 1 point. It does go through the 2 armor that the Robotester has.
Cool, and she rolled a 6. So, does that do anything?
It's vicious, so it does the extra damage.
Right.
So 3 physical damage, no piercing to the Robotester, which I believe means Robotester takes 1 point of damage to the leg.
That's what I was seeing.
Yep. So Maisie just grabs onto one of the antifreeze tubes, just begins gnawing and pulls, and it goes spraying everywhere.
Again, why do I have the pain function still on?
Good doctor, it is your turn.
Good doctor, looking over to Carter. You alright, my friend?
No, not at all.
On the way. I believe this is a intelligence and medicine check to do medicine stuff.
Yes, intelligence and medicine check.
Cool. I don't like that 1 roll, so I'm going to do 1 luck point to do a d20 on that.
Well, how many successes do you need?
Well, I prefer more if I can get more. 3 successes.
Okay. So that is indeed enough to begin patching up Mr. Carter. Are you just going to go off of basic first aid, or are you utilizing a stim pack?
I'm fully just jamming a stim pack right into his leg.
Okay, so that on top of your healing would, I believe, heal 8 points of HP to Mr. Carter.
Great,
believe
I'm
so,
back to
yes.
full.
And since you're within the same zone, I believe you still have a minor action left if you would like to use it for some particular reason. If you have anything in mind.
Minor action, in this case, then he's going to start aiming, but he's not going to be able to shoot until next turn, I believe.
Are you aiming at a Protectron or at Robotesterage?
Robotesterage.
Got it. Next up is the Protectrons and the Knights. The Knight Arthur is going to look at Robotestrons, but look down at his weapon, and then look to the Protectrons, and then he'll look to the scribe and say, "You handle him," and then he just begins putting down suppressive fire on the Protectrons. He manages to deal a decent bit of damage to one of them, but has not managed to bring it down just yet. Knight Leighton is also going to be focusing on the Protectrons to sort of remove them from play, and manages to take one down. There are now 3 Protectrons at the moment, and the 3 Protectrons are going to fire back. They're going to fire at the Knights because they're the ones that are firing at them. Okay, 2 of them do manage to hit Knight Arthur. And Knight Arthur takes... Knight Arthur is not looking good. Knight Arthur took a shot to the shoulder, which he seemed to just shrug off, and then took a shot right to the face. And Chanel, you see a bit of his cheek is burning, and you can almost see a bit of tooth as the flesh has been burned away. Scribe Portnoy is going to look to his pistol and then raise it and say, God, please, and fire at Robo Testridge.
Come on, Portnoy. Come on.
As a peek behind the veil, his target number is akin to Maisie. It is 7 because he is old and has cataracts.
Understandable.
And he got 2 successes. He fires and hits Robo Testridge, dealing... Robo Testridge, you take a hit of 3 damage to the chest area. Energy damage.
3 damage total with
3 damage
reduction.
total, not including your armor. So if you have damage reduction if you have energy damage reduction, which I believe you do, you reduce the damage by that much.
Okay, cool.
So it's not
Sounds
a big
good.
hit, but he still hits.
Yep.
It is the top of the round. First off, I would like to ask Robo Testridge, would you like to use any of the action points in the pool of the bad guys to bring in some backup?
I do. I want to use 3 of the points to bring in 2 synths.
Okay. Those on the 3rd floor hear the door behind you opened up, and outstep 2 synths, each carrying one carrying a pistol and the other carrying a stun baton. Protect Dr. Testridge. Iris, it is your go.
So how many action points do we have now?
I believe at the moment you now have 2 because of the effects of what the knights did and the extra success brought on by Scribe Portnoy.
Okay, cool. Y'all good if I spend 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. I'm gonna... So, Testrich has a defense of 1.
Yes, but he's also within medium as opposed to
within
long
medium,
range.
which increases it by 1. I'm also going to target his head, which increases it by another 1.
Okay.
And I'm going to aim and shoot.
Okay.
I get free reroll.
You do? Dear
Okay.
God.
2.
Fuck us now.
I'm gonna reroll that again because I can.
With luck points.
No, I just get 2 free rerolls because I have.
That's right, because
a Colmex
Colmex and
aiming.
Yeah.
I think that's 4 successes.
That it
Yeah.
is. So
4
you
successes.
get 1. So you spent the extra point, you get it back, and you do hit the head.
Cool. I'll just leave that action point and take my 8 dice.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 7 damage, piercing 5.
Dr. Testridge. The bullet doesn't manage to impact through the heavy-duty ballistic glass that is protecting your brain, but it definitely does hurt. It like hits and jars so much that your brain actually hits the side, and you can just feel that intense pain. Just
I just gave a robot a concussion.
pretty much.
Dane Bramage right there.
You
Dame Bramage.
Because that is your only like organic part, you do still suffer an injury to the head.
Ooh.
Oh my
So
god,
you-
literal actual brain damage.
So you are stunned unless you spend action points on your turn to get an extra action.
redundant. How much damage did I actually take?
7, because it does
7.
pierce through your armor.
Got it. Cool.
And that is done for Iris, so we are going to move on to Carter. You're back up to full, but now there are synths in your area.
Would activating the terminal on floor number 2 be of any aid? Or have I possibly?
Possibly. You think you've done everything you can from this level, but the second floor terminal does still have things that it could do.
Yeah, sliding down the nearest ladder, running over to that terminal, and gonna try and continue to mess with the systems.
Okay, so because you're having to use a ladder to get down, it would either take 1 action point or a test of agility and athletics to get down.
I'm rolling the athletics. Make no mistake.
Okay. Go right ahead.
It's much more cinematic that way.
It's true.
That would be 2 successes.
Okay, so that does put another action point into the pool, and you're able to head over to the terminal and begin to futz with it. Intelligence and science, please.
All right, that is 1 success.
Okay, unfortunately,
I'm gonna re-roll the 17. Luck points come back, and this is the last game.
This is the
F it.
last episode, so they'll come back after this episode.
2 successes.
okay. You are working your way through this. You think you could probably get this with just a little more focus, but you're still locked out at the moment. If you wanted to get another action with 2 action points, you could try to finish off hacking this, or just save it for the next turn.
No, we gotta end this quickly because there's lots of bad stuff. So I'm gonna do it again.
Worth the action points, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Go for it.
go ahead and roll it.
Right. That is 1 additional success.
And that is all
I figured that's all I needed. So yeah.
That is all you needed. So you have spent the action points. You managed to push through what's left of the firewalls against you, and you see that this gives you access to locking off the recharging stations to prevent any other protectrons from being summoned.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Well, he's poking at it. I didn't think that all of that rerouting training I had to do before the goat would come in handy.
And you managed to lock off the recharging stations. Protectrons can no longer be summoned. Other models of Robco Industries or synthetics, however, are still at large. But no more Protectrons.
Good to
Next
know.
up is Robotestrage.
So, firstly, Robotestrage's auto thing works, the auto repair.
Yep, and you get another 2 HP back.
I think that's 3.
It only
max 2.
It's whenever you roll effects.
Bex.
Oh, I see.
Yep. Cool. 2 back. Very good. Things weave together, whatever they do in that case. And I have to spend how many action points to take an action?
You would have to spend 2.
Okay, that's what I got. So we're gonna use them. I'll
Already.
use 2 action points to absolutely make sure everyone hates me by kicking Maisie at my feet.
Oh.
Yeah, shoot. Kick the dog, not the person that's dealt 15 damage to you.
Well, there's sense for that.
Go ahead and roll your unarmed strike. I believe your TN is 12.
That would be correct. 1 success.
Unfortunately, because this is an additional action that you took, the difficulty increases by 1. So you need 2 successes.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. How committed are you to kicking this dog?
Screw it. I'll use my last luck point. See what happens.
villain.
I hope you roll a 20.
That's unfortunate.
Unfortunately, he did not. Please roll the damage.
And this is where I realized I had a second mistake. I was supposed to roll one extra die, but earlier, because this is the 66. But it's all good.
There you go.
Is that only three?
That
Is that only
is-
4 damage?
That is 4 damage to
Got it.
Maisie. Maisie gets the robotic leg just like swinging to get her off of it, and flings, and she rolls a little bit and goes. "Rah, rah, rah." She still looks to be okay. She doesn't look super heavily injured, but it's still damage to your dog, Chanel.
You are going to regret that.
Oh no, Chanel's a synth now.
We'll see.
All right. Is there anything you'd like to do with your minor action? Would you like to move or perhaps begin aiming a shot with your Mesmetron?
Aiming a shot with the Mesmetron.
Okay. Next up, you all hear a familiar guitar chord
You are going to regret that.
as everyone on the third floor just sees the flash of bright colors as the Gold Caballero charges out from where the synths were, dives off of the third floor with his 44 Magnum and fires at Robotestridge. So I need to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and roll it in the bot channel because that's just fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just imagining
Where does
it's
this come from?
what's his face?
From the second floor terminal. I told you that happens sometimes.
Mysterious Stranger gets to roll 3 dice.
Mhm.
Oh, that's true. He does. All right, so that is 4 successes because he has a tag skill for small guns of 6
And an agility of 10.
and an agility of 10. So he runs out, jumps, dives off of the third floor, puts a round right into Robotestridge's chest, lands on the bottom floor, rolls, and then ducks behind a monitor and is just gone.
Just imagining it's Danny Trejo yelling obscenities the entire way down.
Yes.
All in Spanish.
What was that?
Oh,
That
that just
happens
happens
sometimes.
sometimes.
We don't know either.
I told you were going to regret that.
That is 11 damage, piercing 3 to Robotestridge's chest.
Ow.
And because of it hitting the chest, the Mesmetron gets damaged. It's still active. You can still fire it. It will just be a little bit harder. The TN for the Mesmetron shot drops down to 10.
Oh, okay.
And now it is Chanel and the Good Doctor.
I'm going to take a single aim shot at Testridge. And then I'm going to let Chanel unleash upon him.
Okay, go ahead and roll the if Chanel is okay with that.
Yeah. No, I'll let him go first.
Okay.
If only to let her get the kill.
Possibly.
I will use... I still got some luck points. Fuck it, might as well end the fight.
Hell yeah.
2 successes.
That will, in fact, hit. because you're on the 3rd floor, so the distance down adds to the difficulty, but it does hit.
Okay. Rolling 1d20. Bad. Roll 1d20. Not just type in 1d20. Thank you. 16. I shoot him in the leg. Left leg.
The same one that Maisie bit.
This is for Maisie.
Kick Maisie.
Oh, and I have 1 luck point left, so fuck it. I will re-roll those 3 points. And I'm out of luck then after this. Oh boy.
That's wait.
There you go. That was
6,
worth it.
7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9.
Is there any piercing involved in this as well? Or is it just vicious because of your stuff?
It is piercing 1. So 1, 2, 3 points of piercing. So piercing 3.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So I believe that pierces through all of the armor.
Mhm. Yep.
And you deal 9 points of damage to him.
Yep, right to the left leg. At which point he's going to look to Chanel and simply say, "Mein gute Woman,
Your turn.
I'm done. I'm going to sit back and watch the fireworks. It will be a regular 4th of July jamboree."
Fuck is
All right.
July?
What is a jamboree? All right.
I feel old.
And Chanel is just gonna start whistling to herself, and just gonna start rummaging. She's gonna rummage through her bag. I saw that he had some resistance towards the EMPs, correct?
When he was still being transported from like auto dock to the recharging station.
Okay. Would it have any more of that resistance, or am I good to just? Pull the
You
pin and
believe
drop.
that you're probably okay to pull the pin and drop.
Yep. All right, then I am going to look up at him, just continue my little whistle of my tune, pull the pin. I'm just gonna drop it at his feet.
Alrighty. Go ahead and I'm just gonna say go ahead and roll the damage.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Catch.
You're gonna regret kicking my dog. Drop. And that is 66. 4, 2, 4, 6, 7, 9. With 1, 2, 3, 4
Force.
conditions.
So the damage, the pulse grenade blasts out. Dr. Testridge, you can feel that your systems are beginning to fail. You can feel that your destruction is upon you. But you have one last move. You might not be able to get out of this, but you might take someone with you.
Dumbling forward, Testridge is going to half fall on Chanel because she was the closest one, right?
Yes, she was the one that just went right up to you and dropped a pulse grenade at your feet.
Mm-hmm. Half fall on her and say, "Well, I guess this is the last, but you're coming with me." And will set off his self-destruct.
Please roll the damage for self-destruct.
Don't have any more luck points, so it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, that is 5 explosive damage to everyone on the second floor.
Okay. Does my armor eat any of that up?
Your armor would eat up some of that. Okay, so the blast does hit you, and it does hurt a little bit. But thankfully, you've modded your armor out pretty well. But the blast is big enough that it affects everyone, and you turn and see Knight Arthur on the ground, motionless.
Oh,
But you also see Maisie is still yapping. She seems fine, as it seems like the power armor of Scribe Portnoy took the blast as he grabbed her and basically shielded her, turning his back to the blast to protect her. But the armor falls apart, and you can see that there is blood seeping through the robes.
Seeing as it's still technically the initiative order with both Chanel and the doctor, can I then use my minor action to start traveling down to the second level?
Yes, you will be able to spend an action point to just go ahead and drop down, or you can use athletics to try to climb down without spending the action point.
Spend the action point.
I'll go for the action point then.
Okay. You drop on down, and if you're on the second floor, you still hear breathing coming from both the scribe and the knight, but it's labored. It's shallow. It doesn't seem easy. And now it is the turn of the knights and the protectrons and synths. The synths move to more in retribution protocol to each swing their stun batons, because the one with the pistol dropped in, put out the stun baton to swing once at Iris and once at the knight. Iris, your defense is 1, correct?
My defense is 2.
Your defense is 2.
I have agility 9.
Alrighty then. They rolled a 1.
Fuck. All right.
What is your armor? Or where is your armor, I believe?
My armor is on my torso. It's where
Okay.
most of it is.
And they did hit your torso, so this damage will be a little bit less than what it could be. Okay, you take a grand total of 4 energy damage
All right.
to the
cool.
torso.
That does nothing. I
Okay,
have 5 action.
gotcha. Knight Leighton, unfortunately, doesn't seem so lucky as she gets clubbed over the back of the head with the stun baton and just basically falls, but pulls out what looks to be a holdout pistol that looks to be chambered in 44 Magnum.
Jesus.
that's certainly a definition of holdout.
It's just one that she was hiding more. And she blasts the head off of the synth that hit her.
I hold out a pistol. My 44 mag.
For her, it is. The Knight Arthur, I'm going to roll to see if he perishes. He got 1 success. He needed 1 to continue to live. Scribe Portnoy is going to roll to see if he perishes.
No perishing for either today, thank you.
His breathing slows. Chanel, would you like Maisie to give her luck point to Scribe Portnoy?
Yes.
1d20. He needs to roll under a 7.
Do we get this in the bot channel?
I will get this in the bot channel. His breathing slows and stops as he holds Maisie, who is whining in his arms.
For those at home that can't see, he needed a 7 and he rolled an 8.
The Protectrons fire and miss at Chanel and the Good Doctor and Mr. Carter. Iris, it is your turn again.
A synth trying to beat my ass. Which I'm pretty sure gives me a shit ton of problems.
If you're trying to fire at him, yes, because it's close quarters with the rifle.
Yeah, it could be worse. Not by much. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot at one of the Protectrons.
Okay.
Macy's not having a good time right now.
Nope.
I'll reroll that 14. That's 4 successes.
That'll hit a Protectron. Go ahead and roll the damage. You got 3 extra successes than you needed, so you can go ahead and turn that into damage with accurate.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage, piercing 3.
Alrighty.
Whatever a 13 is. An arm, I think.
I believe that is one of the arms,
Yes.
Right arm.
which is enough to tear that arm off, and you just see the Protectron just go fly, just spin and turn and fall over and just roll its like cylindrical form against the ground. There are 2 Protectrons left. Mr. Carter, it is your turn.
All right. Would there be any use to activating the 3rd terminal, or should it just mop up?
You don't know what the 3rd terminal does.
I gotta see it through. I gotta go to the 3rd terminal and
Go
work on
for it.
Dropping down will take either an athletics test or an action point.
What's our action point at?
We have 1 or 2.
I believe you have 2 with what?
Oh,
I have
athletics.
2, yes.
Okay.
I'll luck those.
Okie dokie.
I will get 1 success.
It's all you needed.
I mean, I've got all this luck. I mean, why not?
I'd say spend an action point.
Go ahead and do intelligence and science.
I'd say spend an action point on this for next die.
I will definitely do that.
Okay.
That will be a success and a complication, and I will re-roll the complication with my last luck point.
How much luck do you have left, man?
I have 1.
All right.
That will be 3 total successes.
Okay. You get through the last firewall, the last vestiges of Dr. Testridge's work here. You see that this was the terminal that controlled the auto dock. It was set to a specialized new scientific surgery mode. It can be reset to a different mode, including resuscitation.
Can we resuscitate our newly flatlined friend?
Possible. You'd have to get him down here to the auto dock.
Get Portno down here now!
Dr. Testridge is deceased, so his turn skips, and it is on to Chanel, Maisie, and the good doctor.
Am I still under this thing?
Yes, but you can push it off with a easily enough. There isn't anything like there. Most of the heavy shit got blown out when it self-destructed.
Mm-hmm. And she's gonna like wiggle on out of there. Ugh. Oh. Wait, yeah. I'm gonna use my turn to start getting Doc out of the armor and bringing him down to see if we can get him resuscitated.
Okay. I will not require a test. I will just say that is your entire turn, your action to get him out, and the move action to move him.
Yeah.
And I will require, instead of 1 action point, if you have any left, you will require 2 to safely get yourself and him down, given that you're trying to climb with a body on your shoulder, basically. If the good doctor would like to spend his turn doing the same, it will require only 1 for you both to get down there, because you're working together to do it.
Triage says that I have to go for the patient who is not yet deceased. We still have one that is almost dead.
Okay.
All right. Then if he's not gonna help, can I take my turn back?
You can still do what you're wanting to do, but it will require a test of. For this one, it would be athletics and strength.
Are you out of luck points?
No, I've got one more.
How's your luck compared to your strength?
It is 1 higher. So
One more.
I'm gonna spend my luck point to use my luck stat instead of my strength.
Okay. You get an extra die because Maisie is trying to help you drag Portnoy.
I'm gonna help drag her new friend down.
The one who took the blast for her.
Mm-hmm.
If you are willing to fall and take a little bit of damage, you can still make it down there.
Oh yeah, no, I'll totally take a little bit of damage. I've actually got some to spare.
Okay. So you fall. You just like basically say fuck it and just drop and take 4 damage as you land hard on the cold steel floor with the body on top of you. And Maisie lands on top of you afterwards, just a little extra weight. The good doctor, I would like a roll of intelligence and medicine from the good doctor to stabilize and possibly even fully resuscitate to bring him back to consciousness for Knight Arthur.
2 successes.
He is back. Do you utilize a stim pack, or would you like to utilize your first aid pack?
Stim pack.
So you just jam it in like an EpiPen almost, and he just, oh fuck, that fucking hurt. Oh.
I've got to. You see, we're still in the fight.
Where's Scrap? And he just like looks to his rifle and grabs it and like turns and fires from like underneath, like from under the railing at the protectrons.
And the doctor will then point down to where Maisie, Chanel, and the good scribe are lying in a pile.
He is a bit focused on the rage of, I just got blown the fuck up and I'm back now, and I'm gonna you take out that rage on any robot son of a bitch near me. So he completely destroys another Protectron. God damn, that's what happens when he rolls 2 1s. Christ.
Damn.
Holy moly.
He anky.
Angie.
The remaining knight gets up and fires off the other shot of her. It kind of looks like it's like built to look like a Derringer, but high caliber. And she fires off the other round at the synth right by Iris. And blows a huge chunk off of its shoulder to the point where the arm falls off. Still up, but doesn't look like it's able to hold that baton anymore.
I imagine like most of the gun is tiny and the barrel's like this big around.
Pretty much. The last Protectron will fire at the good doctor. And miss. Back to Iris.
I'll go after the Protectron.
Go ahead.
Neither of those are successes. I have 2 rerolls from the aim and shit. That's 3 successes.
All right. You hit, you get 2 action points back.
I'm gonna go ahead and let those go.
Okay. We'll go ahead and roll damage.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, piercing 4.
The Protectron, with how it was hampered by Carter's earlier actions with the 3rd floor terminal, takes the hit and then just sort of like bends over and falls over to the side, leaving only 1 very damaged synth left as a threat. Carter, it is your turn.
Into the auto dock goes Portnoy.
All right. You put him into the auto dock and you begin to activate the resuscitation setting.
Hoping that it doesn't extract his brain and stick it in something unexpected.
You hit it, the auto dock closes and you can hear the whirring as it begins to work. And you hear it charging as it begins to charge, basically resuscitation paddles to get the heart moving again.
Cool.
Okay. The auto dock needed a 12.
Hey!
Chanel and the good doctor. You look down and you see the auto dock working. And you just hear it, all the whirring, and suddenly you hear almost like an egg timer just ding! And it slides open, and the scribe takes in a very deep, ragged breath as he is brought back after slipping off of the brink.
Easy big brotherhood.
I am going to send Maisie after him to kind of like protect and like sit by his side and guard him.
Yep.
Any more Protectrons out there?
No Protectrons, 1 very damaged synth.
Yeah, see, I like Iris too much to just launch an EMP up there. So I'm gonna refrain from doing any damage. What I will do is I'm gonna pull out two of my sarsaparillas, and I'm gonna hand one off to the scribe and one to Arthur and tell them both to drink.
Okay.
You
So
mean
you-
Carter?
No, Arthur.
Okay, so you
Arthur
get past
Knight.
one to pass one to the scribe, then you head back up to the second floor and pass one to the knight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I see.
Right.
The scribe, dying is thirsty business, so he just immediately starts downing the sarsaparilla. And
He regains a luck point and some health as well.
okay. And the knight will do the same after seeing the last protectron go down. And good doctor, what are you doing?
I'm going to draw a bead and try and fuck up that last synth.
Okay. Doing it from down here means that the difficulty is 2.
Can I move up there with my minor movement?
You can. It would take an action point to get up there without a test.
Go for it. We've got 3.
Yeah, sure. We'll go up
Yeah.
Okay.
without the test. And then I'm actually going to, seeing as we've got 3 action points, I'll use an action point for firing better, just if that's okay with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had it.
Cool. That is tag skill, so that's 2 successes.
Good thing you did, Jesus.
Yep. So, you shoot fire at this synth. It only had 1 HP left. You just blast it to smithereens. And combat
Oh, yeah.
combat is finished.
10 points of victory for piercing.
Yeah, that'll do it. You all are left in the heap of what was left of Dr. Testridge's plans.
Ow.
Yeah, I gotta say that's the most I've ever been blown up in one day.
Ow. I got toppled twice.
The good doctor is rushing about, not even stopping to calm, just understanding that the enemies are done. His gun's now on the floor and his first aid kit is out. He's going to work.
Okay. I would like an intelligence and medicine test from you. Carter and Chanel. Actually, this is just Carter, because since Carter's still the only one left on the 3rd floor. You see something else by the terminal that you're at.
Oh.
A glowing, like flashing small
Countdown.
beacon.
Okay. What can I make of it?
It looks like it's highly scientific. It has a little bit of that old of what you've been told about the tech of the Institute. It kind of looks a little bit like that. But you also see like something akin to more of like what you see here, if from those really big eggheads here, like if you were looking at the followers of the apocalypse or some of the Brotherhood of Steel's type of thing here.
Okay, I'm gonna try and figure out what the heck it is and what it's doing, I guess.
Intelligence and science, please.
Yeah, and Iris is also going to start making her way down to the
Okay.
ground floor to start going through shit.
The doctor got 3 successes on healing folks.
Okay.
I got nothing. I don't know if we've got any action points left.
We have 1 action point.
I think we
You
have 1, yeah.
1. Yeah.
No, we have
So
2.
you do have 2. That's correct.
All right. I will make an attempt with 1 additional die.
Go ahead. The good doctor is able to basically stabilize everyone, keep anyone from getting infected, just doing basic triage to make sure that this fight is done. No one's gonna die from anything like getting infected or getting messed up in other ways.
I have 1 success with science.
You, Carter, you can tell that this is an SOS.
Oh boy.
And as you figure that out on the terminal by the auto dock, an eye, a close-up of an eye appears, much as it did before when you were trying to figure out the signal to the to this vault.
He
Well,
puts his hat over the eye.
get that out of my face. It seems that our friend from the east has departed. No matter. The plans of the think tank shall not be halted with the removal of one outsider. Begin the process, and then the eye just fizzes out and goes away.
Oh gosh.
You don't
That's
hear
not
anything
good.
else. You don't hear anything else here. It seems like everything that is here has basically just ended with Dr. Testridge's demise.
We're gonna want to get out of here real soon, I think.
Oh boy.
All right.
All right.
Let's go.
You all head on up and out. The scribe is taking his time because he was dead a minute ago.
Yeah.
I was actually going to suggest putting him in the power armor so he can walk normal instead of trying to run.
Yep, you got to get him up to it first because the power armor was left on the second floor, so he gets up there, gets back into it, and is still slower but stable. If only just because the power armor is holding him up, but quiet. He seems still very shaken up by everything that happened, and the knights are basically just booking it out of here. All protocol for clear the area and keep it clear for salvaging teams is gone after all the shit that just happened.
Yeah.
I would like to point out, despite the fact that she looks like she has a bunch of cuts and places where it looks like she got hit with something blunt, Iris is not bleeding and she is not.
Mm-hmm. So you head up out and get out of the vault, and you wait a second, and everything seems fine. But then something odd happens. You all feel the usual heat of the Mojave. It's gotten to the evening now. It's dark, not like pitch, but it's kind of dark still out here to the point where you've got moonlight and you've got the lights of the of Carter's Pit Boy and that happening. The Mojave has gotten kind of cold when it gets to the evening. It feels like the temperature's dropping.
Is there any rational explanation for that?
None that you can think of. And as you're wondering about why the temperature would be dropping, Chanel's looking up, and Chanel sees something float down, a little speck that lands on her palm. It's white, and it's cold, and it melts in your hand. And then more. And you all look up, and the good doctor knows what this is. This is snow.
That should not. None of this should be here at all.
Is it Christmas?
It's
Because
Chanel.
in his opinion, it's the only time that it snows is Christmas.
What is the rough month?
It is August.
Would Iris know what snow is? Does it still snow in the east?
It still snows in the east, not as much in the Commonwealth, but occasionally. But not to this level where it's really snowing hard.
I should actually point out that Carter has seen snow. He's never been in it. No, because it snows on top of the mountains that his vault is next to. He's just never been on top of the mountain. So it's why is this here?
Yeah, you probably never felt it, so it's just kind of what?
This is Chanel's first time ever seeing snow.
The hell?
This doesn't make any sense.
What?
We're too low.
Yes.
Not too low. It's the wrong time of year.
It's the wrong location. This is the desert.
Well,
It's not a winter desert either.
It's
No, we got a couple of months at least.
It's
I
cold.
would not. Yes.
We need to
ice.
hurry.
Checking my Geiger counter.
Very light ticking, like ambient sort of like radiation, not anything like you have to worry about it too much. Just keep an eye on it, sort of ticking.
Well, we got to get out of here and figure out what's going on.
As you head out, as everyone heads back to the truck to figure out what their next move is to get away from this, the perspective shifts away from our survivors to a place far to the south and to the west, where there's a large area where large energy pylons surround several buildings, including one large spire. Some of the pylons begin to dim, and the energy field between them dies. And a large group of individuals with Tesla coils on their heads begins to pile out like wild animals, flowing into a tunnel that is in the direction of the Mojave, joined by a number of skittering robotic scorpions following with them. Pulses of light form behind them. Bright flashes as more synthetics follow along after them. And sprinting in perfect unison are a trio of black-coated individuals that now know that they have a target in the Mojave. And that is the end of Harsh Static for all.
Woohoo!